At the beginning of the story, we see a huge empire with Vijay Narayan as a very powerful king. There was a very powerful king in India. The boundaries of his kingdom were far-reaching. He loved the people very much. Maharaj depended on his commander-in-chief Rajnarayan to grow his kingdom, but Vijay Narayan was a womanizer. Rajnarayan killed his lover to get Ratnadevi and then killed his brother and Maharaja Rajnarayan. Princess Ratna curses Rajnarayan is still searching for a way to get rid of the curse. The bird dies. A man takes the bird to a girl and asks to save the bird. The girl closes her eyes and chants some mantras to revive the pigeon and makes the pigeon fly away. The old man kept holding the lamp and the girl asked him to remove his hand. The man says many years have passed in about 700 years. The girl says, I will wait for those who killed my family. I have been waiting for 700 years. Meanwhile, Rajnarayan kept calling Kashmora to get rid of his 700-year curse. Because everyone thinks he is an expert in magic man. The banana leaf gets burnt. He waved his hand and searched for different ghosts. He stays in the room and scares different people, which is one of his magic tricks. He took out one small doll from the room and set it on fire. I have killed all the souls as I go to Kashmora, but be aware that their relatives may still cause some trouble. A girl follows a car while riding a bike towards the crematorium. The girl gives some water to the monks and sees the man. The monk says he will bring us a bottle of wine. Then he asks for money from him. He said, I don't believe in ghosts, so I want to see ghosts. He says Boot is so bad he can't be seen with naked eye, for that you have to go to another tantric. He says, I saw sun for you. You have to get married, no ghost will be seen. Girl says, I will see ghosts then get married as I don't believe in ghosts. He says to the girl, you have to get married in 6 months, and he leaves. He goes to his girlfriend. His girlfriend says, if you want to believe in ghosts, then you can go to Kashmora. She will make you believe in ghosts. At one event, Kashmora tells people about ghosts and asks everyone to believe in ghosts. A man on the stage tells his ghost story, to which Kashmora responds. He called 2 men into the stage. He then called 2 other men to the stage and asked the 2 men to hold their hands and feet as they lay down. While reciting the Kashmora mantra, the first person got scared and left. He then split his body in 2 pies. The second person. The minister sees a man lying in the room. The minister calls a religious guru and asks him to take it to another room and kill it. The minister was killed by hanging with a fan. Girl goes to buy eggs. Grandma says, you don't believe in ghosts. I will make you believe in ghosts. She walks across the floor of the room when a girl walks up. The girl goes to see Kashmora in a huge room where Kashmora's father controls the people. The girl meets Kashmir's father, who asks him to bring money, but the girl wants to meet Kashmir. Kashmora's father takes the girl to a room where he demands Rs 2 lakh from her. The girl says she will hand over the money to Kashmora. At that moment, Kashmira entered the house and Kashmira's father asked the girl to come tomorrow. A TV started telling the news of Rajesh's death. Worried about the minister, he went to a monk. Monk tells him, don't worry, I will fix everything through ghosts. Meanwhile, the younger girl shows Kashmora through magic in a dream to Rajnarayan and the king's family. Kashmira wakes up in his sleep. He sees the girl in front of the door. The girl asks Kashmora to show the ghost. He asks the girl to come tomorrow. The girl meets her girlfriend and talks about Kashmora, but her girlfriend doesn't believe her. 2 Muslim guys keep talking about their business. They say, our business has gone down for Kashmora. A Muslim man goes to Kashmora's house and searches for Kashmora. Kashmora's father says he comes to meditation. The Muslim man says, you are cheating and deceiving people. He says, Kashmora, my business has gone downhill because you have harmed me. From now all Muslims will come to me. When the man wanted to complain to the police station, Kashmora kicked him out. Then he started abusing them. Kashmira's father opened the door and the police came looking for Kashmira. He says, I don't know Kashmira. Police says to Kashmira, are you doing TV shows and making people believe in ghosts? He says, I make people believe in ghosts and make everything better for them. The police say a car has been stolen from the police station. You have to find it. He says, I can do everything, but you have to believe. The police nag kept laying eggs in the hole. He sits meditating and says the car is inside the Pakistani border with a yellow statue in front. The girl started watching everything through the window. When a policeman touches the car, he falls down. He recited some mantras and touched a stick and the car started. He then tried to move some pieces around so that the police would believe him. The police thanked Kashmira and then bowed to them. Knowing the danger, Kashmira first hides a car in the garage. Another car drives into the boundary. The car continued alone and the other car was brought in front of the police station so that the police believed them. The minister goes to the monk and tells him that everything has gone wrong. Monk says, you have patience, everything will be fine. The police came and told the minister about Kashmora. Kashmora enters the house and tells the monk that he is a big fan of her. Then he takes a picture with the monk. He says there are some ghosts in the house. The ghosts messed everything up. Kashmura then sat down to qualify. He says, I will drive out the ghost in 2 days. The monk starts checking everything to prove Kashmura wrong. He raises his hand and goes to a car. He then asks to check the car. 2 men check the car and find an item. He says all the ghosts are gone and leaves. The minister tells his assistant to have a picture of him with Kashmura in the city. A man can come and move to a bungalow in Kashmir. Kashmura then agrees to go there, but the girl stops Kashmura and wants to go too. A man called the minister and asked him to remove everything from the house. The minister went to Kashmura house with all the money. He ministers people left all the money in their house. The police say that the minister should not believe Kashmura because he is a fool. The minister calls someone and asks them to bring money from their house. They went there and found the house locked. Kashmura the father calls him and says, I ran away with all the money in gold. Kashmura is dragged home by an old man. A little girl sat in meditation and watched everything. She tells everyone in the room, I have seen all the ghosts. I have been doing this since childhood, so no one can scare me. Kashmura gets scared when the chair goes up. A fiery dog came and started scaring him. The dog ran after him. He came out of the room and threw the 2 men out. He kept beating those people, but the people did not leave him behind. As Kashmura continued, he floated in the air. Kashmura falls on people from above and they go underground. He picks them up with a tree branch and they leave in the car. Then Kashmura's father started calling it from the tree. Kashmura's father asks them to drop the car from the tree. When the car comes down, Kashmura approaches the car. They all entered the house. The man continued to tell them about the house. He says there are many ghosts here that scare people and the house is a 700-year-old house. The minister saw the people lying in bed and asked them. They express their language through gestures. Monk comes and says, I will fix everything, I will recover your money, now you go home. Then he leaves. They all rush forward when there is a sound in the door. They all come out of the room. Rajnarayan appears before them with his head cut off. Rajnarayan says, I died many years ago and brought you for my work. The man shows him the paper and says, you beat your lower drum yourself. Kashmura's father came and stood behind Kashmura. He says he will release all the demons in 5 minutes. I will go home and meditate and release you. Rajnarayan does not let them go and he leaves. Rajnarayan killed him and sent him to the hospital. The little girl Kashmura comes in a dream and asks him to find the reason for all this. While collecting information that sees a girl. The girl says, I came here to see ghosts. As they all run away, Rajnarayan grabs Kashmura's leg and drags him. The girl shows a picture to Kashmura saying the man died long ago. The girl again gives all the writings to Kashmura and asks her to find the reason for all this again. Kashmura enters a room to gather information and finds an old box there. Kashmura finds a piece of paper from inside the box and looks back. Meanwhile, the people surrounded the house and Rajnarayan killed them and chased them away. Going back to the movie, we see King Vikram Aditya's kingdom. The king left for war. Rajnarayan fought with many armies. He returned after the war and the king congratulated him. He meets Ratna Devi and leaves from there. Rajnarayan started talking to a female idol. Ratna runs away with a prince. Rajnarayan stops him on the way. He continued to fight with all the soldiers and finally won. He then says, you want to go with the prince of your own free will. He says, I love Ratna. He then kills the prince and returns to the kingdom with Ratna. Rajnarayan kills Ratna Devi's brother, then killed the king and left. Ratna says, you killed my father, brother, how can I keep you alive? Today I will kill you. Rajnarayan threw a weapon and caught Ratna's maid. Ratna Devi cuts her head and they both die. Ratna Devi curses Rajnarayan. Kashmura says to the girl, are you the only girl in your family? The girl replies, I am alone. Rajnarayan says they will be sacrificed and freed from the curse. Any people look at the house from around the house. The minister also attended there. Rajnarayan gathers to kill them at night. Kashmura then, pretending to be Ratna Devi, says, you can't beat me because I will beat you all my life, you will never win. But for a small mistake, Kashmura was caught. If you try to kill them again, Ratna appears there. As they were about to leave, the ghosts stopped them. As their battle continues, Kashmura continues to search for information. Kashmura gets a magic sword. He takes the magic sword and hits the box while Ratna Devi hits Rajnarayan in the chest and Rajnarayan dies. Ratna Devi disappears and all the ghosts leave. Then everyone tries to wake up the girl and she wakes up. The girl says how all the ghosts left. Then the man says Kashmura who drove away all the ghosts. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and click the bell icon to get new movie recaps.